R. Pissy Kelly is one of the most deviant mofos we've seen in the music industry. Fortunately, R. Kelly is finished and is doing time for his degenerate and deviant behavior. Sadly, just like roaches, as you kill one, another one springs up, which brings us to Dirty Diddy. Now, if you thought R. Kelly was bad, oh my god. Diddy took deviance to another level. The revelation of Dirty Diddy's deeds has not been shocking to me, at least, because he's been doing fucked up things without being held accountable since the 90s. But what's shocking and laughable is the industry's reaction in light of Diddy's houses being raided by Homeland Security, and surveillance footage of Diddy being violent towards his ex Cassie, and how everyone is acting as if they didn't know or suspected anything foul about Diddy. In my last video on the Diddy Man, I talked about how he made the promising girl group Danity Kane, only to destroy them in the end. Now for this video, let's talk about more of Dirty Diddy's heinous actions. Actions that have happened way before his noticeable takedown that started in 2023. Usher and Justin Bieber. They have money, fame, and multiple hits. That's not their only commonality. They both have disturbing relationships with Diddy. Let's start with Usher. Usher was definitely groomed to be famous. At age 10, he joined an R&B group called New Beginnings. He also entered local talent shows, performing anywhere he could, and his mother quit her job as a medical technician to manage her son's career. In 1999, Bobby Brown's former bodyguard, AJ Alexander, helped Usher book performances around town and would set up a showcase with LaFace Records co-founder L.A. Reid through A&R Bryant Reid, L.A. Reid's brother. L.A. Reid was so impressed he signed Usher on the spot to LaFace Records. During production of Usher's debut album, the singer lost his voice as he started to go through puberty. He was then considered to be dropped from the label, but Usher pleaded against it, so L.A. Reid kept a young Usher on the label's roster. Again, Usher lost his voice, so L.A. Reid didn't know what to do with him. So he sent Usher to New York City when Usher was around 14 or 15 at the time, to live with, wait for it, P. Diddy at P. Diddy's Flavor Camp. In a 2004 interview with Rolling Stone, Usher told the outlet what he experienced while at Diddy's Flavor Camp, saying, "It is so hot in the industry. There was always girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having an orgy. You never knew what was going to happen." In 2016, Usher appeared on The Howard Stern Show, where he was questioned about his experience at Diddy's mansion.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but there, hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So nobody
it was
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there, Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man, Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
Now, if you're like me, you're probably wondering where was his parents, and why L.A. Reid thought it was appropriate to let a young Usher stay with Diddy. Mind you, this is in the 90s at the time, when people let anything fly. And when it comes to Diddy, everyone knew his reputation. Everyone knew how Diddy get down. So why would you send a 14-year-old boy to stay with Mr. Freakoff? Would he have sent his daughter to stay with Mr. Freakoff? Probably not. But again, L.A. Reid is the same person who had 2 sexual misconduct allegations filed against him. Now, I'm not saying he did or didn't do it, but Food for thought. And let's not forget that infamous tape with Kevin Hart and Diddy at his house where Diddy said he and Usher was wrestling off Frosted Flakes.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the f*** did Puff just say? Nobody's going to acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen.
Like Usher, Justin Bieber, who was signed to Usher in 2008, would also have a disturbing relationship with Diddy. Justin's and Usher's come-up ran parallel to each other. They were both teenage heartthrobs, they signed at the same age, and they were signed to L.A. Reid. I want to note that Justin Bieber debuted in 2009, during the swag era, the time when everyone was saying swag. Even I had swag written on my school bag. So, me and Justin Bieber are around the same age, but I also thought he acted really mature for his age at that time, and that's what the industry does. They like having young acts presenting themselves older. Even Rihanna in her music video for Upon the Replay, she had her underwear exposed in a nightclub. Mind you, Rhea was 17 in 2005. Anyway, Bieber acted older than his age, always flirting with female hosts, and saying he loves Beyonce every chance he got.
Okay. Are you getting pink in the cheeks? No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
Maybe a little?
Maybe because I'm looking at you. Maybe that's why I'm getting so rosy.
Maybe.
My celebrity crush is... Just stick with the usual Beyonce.
Okay.
I like that laugh.
That's my evil laugh. I have a few different versions. Okay, so we will be seeing the cut, and you got to do it when I'm there.
Okay.
I will fly wherever it is.
All right.
I have to be there for the moment. Okay, so...
You can fly out whenever you want to see me.
Okay, cool.
But so you guys have met before?
Yeah, we've met a few times, yeah. I asked her out and she said no. She said I was a bit too young.
Maybe she'll change her mind during this commercial break.
I mean, you tried again.
Kardashian splashes Justin Bieber. Kim Kardashian gets wet and wild with Justin Bieber at a photo shoot in the Bahamas. The two were seen splashing around in the water together and running hand in hand on the beach as fans chased them.
A video posted on Justin Bieber's YouTube channel back in 2009 titled Justin Bieber's 48 Hours with Diddy is resurfacing online with completely new perspectives following Diddy's allegations of sex trafficking.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
You don't find that suspicious?
You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go buck full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Remember, at that time, Justin Bieber was 14, 15, so it's definitely inappropriate. Why would you, as an 80-year-old man, having this conversation with a teenager? And then there is also this awkward promotional video with the two posted in 2010.
Man, you good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay. 55. Y'all heard that?
Now, the next segment include former rapper Shine, who is now a politician in his homeland of Belize. Some of y'all might not know who Shine is, but don't worry, I also vaguely remember him. This segment also includes our favorite vocal stealer, favorite person to hate on the internet, Jennifer Lopez, and more. In 1999, Shine, Diddy, and Jennifer Lopez were involved in a shooting incident where 3 bystanders were injured. This all took place at a Manhattan nightclub named Club New York.
Well, everybody, the Puffy Combs trial has begun, and, you know, prosecutors are saying that Puffy fired at least 1 gunshot into the ceiling of the nightclub, which is, like, ridiculous. This whole thing happened back, of course, in December of 99. That comment came during the opening statements, and 3 people were injured during a shooting. Of course, Shine and Anthony Wolf Jones, the bodyguard, will also be standing trial. They're also saying that when the gunshots rang out, now whoever threw the, pulled the trigger, whatever, Puffy ran out of the club so fast and got into the waiting SUV that it wasn't until he got into the truck that he realized that he left Jennifer behind, along with his bodyguard, Anthony Wolf. He just, like, ran. Forget it. That's a true sign of an itch bag, by the way. Leaving his
I thought it was an unk pay.
Well, eventually, Jennifer and Wolf made their way to the SUV without Puffy.
Right.
They ran 11 lights to elude the cops. Supposedly it was Puffy, although people are saying they saw a female hand tossing a gun out the window. And then when the cops stopped them, they found a second gun, of course, in the car.
Right.
All 4 of the occupants, the driver, the bodyguard, Puffy, and Jennifer, were handcuffed and taken down to the precinct. And eventually, Puffy and his bodyguard, Wolf, were overheard talking about their plot to bribe the driver to take the rap for the gun. And Puffy was overheard saying, and I quote, because the prosecutor said this, "I can't go to jail, I'm Puff Daddy." Well,
okay.
During the trial, Shine was accused of firing 3 shots, which injured 3 people. Shine maintained he only fired in the air, and that he didn't believe the shots he fired did not injure any of the bystanders. According to news outlets, an eyewitness and a ballistics expert testified that the 3 injuries may have been caused not by Shine, but by a second gunman. And the ballistic expert said that at least 1 injury may have been caused by a .40 caliber weapon, while Shine had a 9mm. 40 caliber shells were found on the floor. Now, in the end, Shine was convicted by a jury on 2 counts of assault and reckless endangerment, and criminal possession of an illegal weapon. Shine was sentenced 10 years in prison. Meanwhile, Diddy and his bodyguard were acquitted on all counts, including illegally having 2 9mm and with bribery, but was acquitted of the charges at the trial. Interesting, right? Anyway, y'all know Lil Rod, right? Well, I don't, but Lil Rod is a producer. He worked on Diddy's Love album and sued Diddy back in February for sexual harassment. Lil Rod claims that Diddy unsolicitedly groped and touched his anus while working on his 5th studio album. He also claimed that Diddy forced him to work in the bathroom while he walked around naked and showered behind transparent glass. Now, remember that shooting I was talking about where Shine got 10 years? Well, a woman named Natanya Rubin was shot in the face in the incident, and she claims it wasn't by Shine, it was by Diddy. And this woman has been on the internet for a while now saying this. Natanya Rubin told News Nation that Diddy shot her. "I literally watched him pull out the guns. I had a clear point of view. I mean, for God's sake, I got shot in my nose. I was facing them directly. I watched everything occur and have described it vehemently to all parties involved. I have 9 bullet fragments remaining in my face." Now back to Lil Rod. In Lil Rod's lawsuit, he claims that Diddy is responsible for the club shooting in 1999. Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in the nightclub in New York with rapper Shine. Lil Rod's complaint says he shared that the artist and Mr. Rod's girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, carried the gun into the club for him and passed him the gun after he got into an altercation with another individual. So J-Lo, aka our favorite vocal stealer, allegedly snuck in the weapon for Diddy. And I'm not saying this is true, but it's not really far-fetched. You know, a lot of these clubs, they will search the men, but barely, most cases don't even search the woman. Meanwhile, the woman would have the weapon in their little purse or whatever. And in this case, J-Lo is a famous person, and we all know when it comes to famous people, all precautions are thrown out of the window. Shine did an interview with MTV News in the 2000s where he basically blames Diddy for his conviction.
People probably have the impression that you're just consumed with the idea that, you know, justice wasn't served here and that somebody turned his back on you.
It's not a matter of, you know, turning your back on me. Like, how do you call a witness to testify against your comrade?
That witness Shine is referring to is Sharice Myers, a bouncer who was working inside Club New York when shots rang out that December night in 1999. In court, Myers claimed that she fell on top of Puffy during the shooting and said that he did not have a gun. But even as her testimony helped exonerate Puffy, it implicated Shine. Myers told jurors that it was Shine who first opened fire inside the club, letting off 2 shots toward the ceiling. Shine's lawyers conceded that their client fired his gun, but only in self-defense. Shine has maintained from the beginning that Myers' testimony, asserting that he was the first to open fire on that fateful night, is untrue.
If I'm telling you that she's lying, and you saying, hey, you know, well, she helping me, but I'm facing 25 years, and you looking at probation. Yeah, those are the things that, you understand, are unacceptable. You don't have to hold my hand. You don't have to do nothing, but don't try to hurt me.
What continues to haunt Shine to this day is that Myers wasn't called by the prosecution, but rather by his co-defendant's legal team. In his eyes, a move that doomed his own defense.
This woman was the most damaging witness of any witness. She was worse than the prosecution's witness.
Now, Natanya is requesting that the case be reopened, and I agree, because she told everyone Diddy did it, but he got away. And I'm not saying Shine should have gotten off scotch-free, because he kind of threw his life away. One, as he said, he shot in the air, and that's dangerous because bullets can ricochet or fall back down and hurt someone. And the weapon was illegal. But Diddy and his bodyguard got away after he was named by one of the victims. Shine even claimed that his lawyers were from Bad Boy, Diddy's label. So a lot of people are saying Shine was the fall guy. Do I think this case will be reopened though? I don't know. I doubt it because Diddy got a witness to defend him. Also, J-Lo testified saying Shine shot the gun. It seems like an unfair trial, yes, but I don't know. The full details of the case, like the ballistics, should also prove everything. Yeah, I feel like this is a perfect case of How to Get Away with Murder with Annalise Keating.
How to Get Away with Murder.
Here we go. Next on the list is Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams, the former talk show host, overall media personality, has an extensive resume of being messy in Hollywood, and she's literally built an empire for herself because of it. Currently, Wendy Williams is going through a lot with her illness, Graves' disease, her bank, Wells Fargo, freezing her account, stating that she's not stable health-wise to spend her own money, and a whole bunch of crosses, really.
All I want to know is, where is my money? This is not right, and certainly, this is not fair.
Wendy denounced her former manager as well as Wells Fargo Bank, which last month froze her accounts, calling her an incapacitated person who needs a guardian to protect her assets.
Now, years ago in the 90s, when Wendy was in radio, allegedly Diddy got Wendy fired from Hot 97 after Wendy stated that she would release photos of Diddy in a compromising position.
But y'all had bad blood for a while.
Real bad.
Real bad blood.
The worst blood.
The worst blood. You almost he wanted to run you out of New York at one point, right?
Run?
Well, not run, you know, like push you out of New York at one point. Oh, he had you ran out. You give him full credit for that? Okay, cool. He had you ran out of New York.
And I don't want to paint Wendy as a victim or anything because Wendy has done some heinous actions herself. Let's not forget. But as fucked up as Wendy is, she too has been burned by P. Diddy. While on her radio show, Wendy threatened to release photos of Diddy showing another man pulling his pants down.
We were in Cancun, and we were on our way to the Island of Women. You understand? And this is all it was, bruh. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. When he grabbed his trunk to pull them down, some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like he was gay porn or something like that. And she was going to put it out. So they stopped her from putting it out.
And they got her fired from High 97 because of that.
Well, I think that we were in California at the time, and Puff was shooting a layout for either Rolling Stones or what's the other magazine? Rolling Stones. It begins with a B. Billboard. Right. Thank you. He was shooting a layout for either Rolling Stone or Billboard when he had the white suit on. I was the one who put him in the damn pool. What happened is that Wendy had somehow shown people that email. You hear me? She's showing people that email. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her, you understand, before he got back in New York, that they was not going to get any music from any of his friends, any of the record labels executives that was cool with him. Everybody was going to boycott their station. We was out in LA for about 3 days before we landed back in New York. Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly. It was over for her. She was fired.
While still on the topic of hosts, another video that's making its round on the internet in light of the suit Cassie filed on Diddy is an interview with media personality Terrence J, who used to be a host on BET's 106 & Park. He did an interview with Hot 97 promoting the 2016 romance comedy film The Perfect Match, where Cassie plays his love interest in the film. According to Terrence, apparently Terrence and Cassie had intimate scenes together, which made Terrence nervous because of Puffy. So much so, Puffy called him and gave him his blessings.
Oh, so Billy, we're gonna really shoot this.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah. So then I'm really starting to think like, damn, Puff is gonna kill me.
Yeah, Puff is gonna kill you.
And I think Cassie felt that in rehearsals because Puff FaceTimed me and was just like, yo, Playboy, you
It's all
good. He's like, yo, you my little brother. I'm gonna be more mad at you if this movie's whack than I am if you touch her. So make it look real, make it look authentic. And then after that, it was just like, we gotta do what we gotta do.
That's, you know what that is? That's respect, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? That just shows you as a gentleman, like, hey, man.
Puff gave me my...
Again, in light of the Cassie lawsuit, where she accused Diddy that Diddy forced her to have sex with other men/people while he watched and pleasured himself, I now find this clip very interesting. Now, I don't know about you, but if my woman was doing a movie and she had a certain scene with another man, I'm sorry, but I'm not giving that other person my blessings. Matter of fact, I'm not watching the movie. I wouldn't even want her to do the movie, to be honest, but if that's her job, then that's her job. So it's definitely weird with all the information that has come out over the months. Like, based on what Terrence said, sound like he was thrilled to have his girlfriend to be intimate with another man. What do you think about that? Freaky ass nigga, 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. One of the reasons people, myself included, don't like Diddy is how he treats his artist. If you grew up in the 2000s like me or prior, you know how a lot of the artists that helped Diddy's career have fallen by the wayside. Meanwhile, Diddy became more flashy and more enriched. Mase was an artist under Diddy's Bad Boy Records, but due to all that ensued over the years with artists under the label dying or going to jail, and with Diddy always lurking in the mix, Mase quit the music industry to be a minister. Mase did return to music in 2004 under Bad Boy with his third studio album, Welcome Back, but there wasn't much music after that. Mase grew frustrated with the nature of his position under Bad Boy Records, i.e. he was restricted by Diddy's label, so he couldn't really do anything without getting the approval, and he wasn't getting the approval to do what he wanted. Now, in the early 2010s, Mase took things in his own hands and crashed a live Diddy and Dirty Money interview with V103's Ryan Cameron, brandishing papers for Diddy to sign, which would set him free from Bad Boy Records, which Diddy did end up signing during a commercial break.
What up, Batman? What up, Mace? How you doing, boy? Better than my looks.
I mean, come on, I know you got something over there. What you got for him, man? Come on.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's the People Station V103, man. Let's go. Ryan Cameron Show. Club Dirty Money night. Club SOs.
Now, I think Diddy signed it because he saw the signs and he was like, yo, let me just sign this, because Mace kind of just popped up in the interview. And Diddy is that type of person, you know, as fucked up as they are, allegedly fucked up as they are, they really like to have a good public image. And also, it was in his best interest to sign those papers because cameras were in the interview. Although Mace was now free to release new music, Diddy still owned all of Mace's publishing under his Bad Boy Records. In 2020, Mace went on social media expressing his desire to own his publishing. He also stated he offered Diddy $2 million for his entire catalog, but Diddy refused. Diddy responded to Mace calling him a fake pastor and claimed Mace owed him a $3 million album advance for an album Mace didn't fulfill. Regarding that, I want to add that if you are an artist and you get an advance, you, the artist, isn't obligated to pay back the label. Once you get that advance, that's your money. And whether you deliver an album or not, you don't owe the label shit, but an album. Whatever percentage or the piece of the pie the artist owes from that project, it's that revenue generated the label will take. Once that's paid off, then you get royalties. An advance from a record label is not a loan, contrary to what everyone likes to say on the internet. Remember when Mariah Carey signed that $100 million deal for 5 albums with Virgin? You think Mariah had to pay them back the money lost from that Glitter soundtrack? No, Virgin had to pay her off $28 million and cut ties with her. That's how a proper label does it. I say this to say, Bad Boy was most definitely a sham ass label.
First of all, everybody know. This been we've been talking about this since I was a kid. Everybody know. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sitting around to be acting like it's brand new right now. That irritates me.
Let's not forget Freddie P, who was introduced to us on Making the Band 2. He was in the group Da Band formed by Diddy. Freddie P has been blasting Diddy on the internet for some time now, detailing his experience while signed on his label. Remember in my video on Danity Kane, I covered how Diddy had Da Band walk from Midtown Manhattan to Brooklyn to purchase cheesecake for him and threatened if they didn't, they wouldn't get a record deal. If they didn't do it, they would go home and kiss their chances of getting a record deal goodbye.
My face telling me you ain't gonna do something. I can see if I told you to go rob a bank, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing some, I'm gonna get some cheesecake. You got that much ego? Go do your thing, man. Don't sit here and be talking about it, man. Be fly about it. Get your swag on, walk that way. Your is that way, do it. If you want to think about it, or if you ain't gonna walk that way, walk to Brooklyn and be happy about it.
Freddie P was the quiet, tough guy on the show. You know, he was from the streets and was about that life. But details in an interview how Diddy threatened to take his life and stated he could buy all the houses on his block and turn the lights off and have someone popped him when he came out.
So like one day I woke up, I was in the mood. I'm in the studio, I'm snapping, whatever. I don't want to be with it. You know, when you around a bunch of goofies, you a street nigga. Sometimes you don't want to be around the nerds. Sometimes the nerds irritate you. So I'm in that, I'm just frustrated with a lot of shit that's going on. Anyway, we get in a situation. We in front of everybody. Nigga like, he was like, man, money, man, what you think, you bad or something? He was like, nigga, I'll buy every house on your block. Shut every light off on that bitch, and when you come out, every time you come out that bitch, you'll get popped. So when another nigga tell you some shit like that, you like, get your animated ass out of here, goofy ass. You feel what I'm saying? When he tell you some shit like that, you go to picture him purchasing every house. You go to picturing every light on the block going on. And that shit silenced me. And for you to make that, people ask why I left the band. Like, that's why I left the band. Like, that's why I didn't do Dave Chappelle. Like,
Freddie also said he saw Diddy slap the shit out of an engineer because he tried to talk to him while having a heated conversation on the phone about record sales.
Fight for your reputation. Mm-hmm. I'm going to fight for my reputation. I'm going to fight for the honorable man I am, the righteous king that I am.
I'm gonna tell you, Sean Diddy Combs is trying out a new name again. He took to social media to alert his fans.
My new name is Love, aka Brother Love.
All right, Love, or Brother Love, as he says, made the announcement on his 48th birthday telling fans the move was risky, but he's simply not who he was before. That brings the grand total to 5 name changes for the artist formerly known as Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, and Puffy.
Diddy thinks he's slick, changing his name to Brother Love, trying to rebrand as a God-fearing family man, gives back publishing to artists that no one wants, trying to repair his alleged deviant/dirty image, trying his hardest to make us forget people been talking about Diddy's alleged dirty ways before I was born. From Biggie's death to Diddy's baby mother, the late Kim Porter, her nose being broken by Diddy allegedly, how he treats people in the workspace, and his ex-bodyguard giving interviews every chance he gets about the degeneracy he saw while working with Diddy. Not that it's impossible, but even after everything that has unfolded so far, I still don't think he'll end up doing time for this. Or, not at this moment. He has gotten away so many times now. I see a lot of people saying yes, Diddy is going down, but truly, I'm not impressed. And the reason why is, in my opinion, this is the snake eating itself. It's like he did his time, he got way too strong, so they are now cleaning house. It's the same power that has put Diddy where he is today, is the same power that has now decided to take him out.